you supposed to be, a clown or something?
Sometimes.
It's more like surfing and skating. I wish the rain would stop just once.
Can't rain all the time.
Eric?
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, something so bad happens that terrible sadness is carried with it, and the soul can't rest. Then sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right. The Crow opened in '94 and was a sleeper hit, making $94 million on a $23 million budget. Since The Crow's release, it's gained a strong cult following, and the remake just announced, it's time to dive back into the cult classic that started it all. Here, 10 wild facts you didn't know about The Crow. Number 10, tragic production. The film's lead actor, Brandon Lee, tragically died during the filming of The Crow due to a firearm accident on set. Somehow, an actual bullet, was inside the prop gun, killing him instantly. This event cast a shadow over the production. It led to extensive changes in safety regulations for the film industry. Reshoots were done with a body double, but they were done so well that honestly the first time I watched the movie, I couldn't even tell. It wasn't until I was doing research for the video that I actually figured out how much the body double was used and how much they edited both of them together. It was wild. Number 9, comic book differences. The Crow is based on the comic book series of the same name, created by James O'Barr. The comic book itself was inspired by O'Barr's personal tragedy, the death of his girlfriend, which heavily influenced the dark and gritty tone of the story. Differences included a mentor-type character in the likes of Skull Cowboy. Eric Draven was back from the dead. It wasn't sure what to do, and Skull Cowboy pushed him in the right direction. Crow is more of a metaphor or a manifestation than a telepathic being like in the film. Comic creator O'Barr pictured Eric as more of a steel worker.
No shit!
But in the film, he's a rock musician.
It's not.
Number 8, art imitates life. Despite the tragedy surrounding its production, The Crow endures as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of art to transcend tragedy. Watching The Crow is a unique experience because just like Eric Draven in the film, Brandon Lee tragically passed away. It's a unique watch because Brandon Lee plays Eric Draven, who comes back from the dead, in a sense to avenge his love and set things right.
What the fuck?
This makes it feel like Brandon Lee himself is righting the wrongs and gives it a satisfying send-off to his legacy as an actor.
Bingo! He shot! He scored! Jesus Christ!
Number 7, visual aesthetic. The film is renowned for its striking visual aesthetic, characterized by its gothic and noir-inspired cinematography, which perfectly complements the dark and brooding tone of the story. The first time I saw The Crow, I was actually transported immediately as the film started into this world. It was a dark world that kind of reminded me of The Matrix, or Watchmen, or The Dark City. But who inspired who? That's your guess. Number 6, Heath Lee. Lots of people, including myself, have compared the look of Heath Ledger's Joker to the look of The Crow. It's tough not to see the similarities of the look, and similarities of the actors as well. Both tragically passed away during production, and both have career-defining performances that will stand the test of time.
Hands the innkeeper 3 nails, and he asks, "Don't you ever fucking die? You put me up for the night?"
Brandon Lee's untimely death gave the film added significance and cemented his legacy as an actor. His performance as Eric Draven is widely praised for its intensity and emotional depth. And I think it's safe to say we can say the same thing for Heath Ledger himself.
Oh my
Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Come on, hit me. Hit me. Come on, hit me. Ah! Hit me.
Number 5. Soundtrack sensation. The film's soundtrack was a hit, and definitely adds to the film itself. Featuring artists like The Cure, Nine Inch Nails, and Stone Temple Pilots, it became a commercial success in its own right, contributing to the film's lasting cultural impact. Number 4. Multiple sequels. The Crow spawned several sequels, none of which achieved the same level of critical acclaim or cultural impact as the original. However, the character of Eric Draven remains iconic within the realm of comic book adaptations. Cultural references, The Crow has left a lasting impression on popular culture, with numerous references and homages appearing in other films, television shows, and even music videos. Number 3. Reboot attempts. Besides the bad sequels, there have always been numerous attempts to reboot the franchise, with various filmmakers and actors attached to different projects. Jason Momoa and even Bradley Cooper have been rumored to star, but none of these came to fruition until recently with Bill Skarsgård. But let's not clown around. Number 2. Cult classic status. Despite its initial modest box office success, The Crow gained a cult following over the years, largely due to its unique visual style, atmospheric soundtrack, and Brandon Lee's poignant final performance. People have been dressing like Eric Draven for Halloween for years, and this even inspired Sting of wrestling fame. Before we get to number 1, don't forget to like, subscribe, and just so you guys know, next time I'm doing a top 10 for Beetlejuice. Or
Nice fucking model!
Beetlejuice himself.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Me? Just hanging around.
Alright, here we go. Number 1. Tragic comic book inspirations.
I started drawing as soon as I could hold a pencil, or crayons more accurately. Really didn't care for the illustrations that were in my coloring book, so I would do my own on the backs of the pages, and just kind of carried on from there. I just never stopped.
In 1981, James O'Barr was inspired to write The Crow by the death of his fiancée, who had been killed by a drunk driver. I tried all the typical angst-ridden outlets, like substance abuse, going to clubs or parties every night, and just basically trying to keep yourself numb for as long a period of time as possible. Eventually, I was smart enough to realize that was a dead end, and so I thought perhaps putting something down on paper, I could exercise some of that anger. O'Barr had also heard about a couple that was killed over an engagement ring.
Is that gasoline I smell?
No, man. No! No!
I thought it was outlandish. A $30 ring, 2 lives wasted. That became the beginning of the focal point, and the idea that there could be a love so strong that it could transcend death, that it could refuse death, and this soul would not rest until it could set things right. No matter if there are sequels, reboots, or remakes, we always have the original. It's such a great tragic love story that will live on forever. Brandon Lee was, and will always be, the true Eric Draven. Thank you for watching Seth Vision, and if you guys made it to the end, don't forget to like, subscribe, and you guys can watch another video right now, right here.